Yeah.
Advice for a new entrepreneur. They want to get started up. What do you need to do through the gate to have some kind of success over the course of 30 days to actually get in the black and make money?
Well, I would try not to start in the red. I think that's the first big thing. I mean, first and foremost, if you are an entrepreneur, you have to know exactly who you're speaking to. You need to know your audience. And I say this, and I feel so cliche for saying this all the time, but it was my biggest mistake is that I had an incredible product. I didn't know who I was speaking to. If you speak to everyone, you will speak to no one. So outside of speaking to a specific audience, and I mean, when I say a specific audience, like speaking to men in their 40s who want to put muscle on, speaking to women in their 65s who are struggling with pain, who've tried everything, like something super specific and niche. You got to pick a niche, and you got to make sure you're speaking to them and that you're the expert on it. Don't be a generalist, be an expert. Also, you need to make sure that you're in the right boat. A lot of people will talk about that you need to be a hard worker and you need to be committed. And you do. You have to be committed. You need to be focused on that end goal, not be excited by a motivating day and then taken down by a demotivating day. You have to be focused on the bigger picture, always be pushing forward. But if you're rowing in a boat that will not help you achieve your goal, be it helping a number of people or make an amount of money, for example, if you want to make $100,000 a year and you're trying to help 8-year-old soccer players be the best possible, that's going to be a really, really tough business model because you're going to have to require so many new people coming in to build that revenue up each year. So you need to make sure you're picking an audience that is growing and has the resources to afford you, which is why I love working with seniors because they have problems they need help with and they need to get that problem solved. So once you have your audience, you know how you're speaking to them, you get your messaging dialed in. If you want to grow as fast as you possibly can, you need a few things. First and foremost, all the content, everything you put out there, everything you say has to be speaking to that individual. If you're not speaking to your client avatar in words that they would say, not your words, you will lose them. Me saying post-activation potentiation gets no 65-year-old grandmother excited, but she does care about the stretches that will help her pain go away, both short-term and long-term, so she doesn't have to see the chiropractor all the time. Those are the words that she's looking for. So you need to make sure all your content speaks to exactly what they're looking for. You absolutely want to grow as fast as possible. Get social proof as fast as possible. Find people you've worked with who know you, who've done one or two things that you've recommended in the past and have them do a video for you, text message, write something that says, Tom suggested I do this exercise and my chest has never looked better. I did this isometric and my back has never felt better, all because of what Brandon said. The more proof that you can show that people from your product are winning all the time will absolutely be an incredible way, because the truth be told, I can say all day how great my mentorship is, but when someone sees that Eric Holtzman made $15,000 the last few months, each month reoccurring, that speaks louder than any word I can. And lastly, stand on the shoulders of giants in two ways. Find a mentor, hire a mentor, find someone that has a skill set or is in the position that you want to be in, and find out all the trials and tribulations they went through ASAP. Find a figure that you are inspired by and figure out what made you, me, whomever, succeed and get there faster, because they will tell you all their secrets if you honor their time. And lastly is if you do live videos, content, kind of like what you're doing and like what I do interviews and go live with people who are far more popular than you that are already working with that audience. Because if you can borrow expert status from other people, they will put you by you helping them in front of their audience, which will help you grow. For Fitness Pro Mentors, we have a private community that grew from 50 to 400 people in 9 months, and it's all because of those three things: constantly speaking to my audience, social proof, and standing on the shoulders of giants.
Beautiful answer. You take a look at a guy like, do you follow Ed Milet?
I don't know who that is,
Oh,
no.
you don't? Okay, look him up. Ed Milet is,
Yeah.
I mean, he's worth 500 million. Has his own jet. Very, very popular speaker. He just did an interview with Tony Robbins. They're good buddies. Here's a guy who had probably, I'm going to say maybe 20, 30,000 followers on Instagram. That was it. Over the course of a couple of years, he interviewed influencers. He tapped into their audiences. I think he's got something like 2.6 million followers right now on his page. It's insane over the course of 2 years. Exactly what you said. But I mean, he was aggressive. He said, I'm going to put The Rock on my list. I'm going to put Tony Robbins on my list. Some guys get back to him, some don't. Some you never hear from. So what?
Yeah, I think that's an important thing is like you got to make that dream list of people because first and foremost, like entrepreneurs are always waiting for business to come to them because they think that they deserve it and they've put the work in and I'm so good, people will find me. Sure, referrals will happen, but you got to reach out. You got to ask questions and put yourself out there. And honestly, like several guests that I asked to interview, I asked them 9 months ago if I could interview them, and none of them would even get back to me. And then when I started to build a bit of a following, they started saying yes. And that one of them was a 9-month lead where I worked on him for 9 months, following up consistently. And then when he joined the group, 30 people joined my group by me interviewing him. So it was absolutely worth the investment. But yeah, these people and other entrepreneurs have already curated an audience, which is absolutely brilliant. You need to leverage that. You need to borrow that because they've already done it. And if you just get positioned beside them, with them, and they speak on your behalf and they honor them like you do for me and like I'll do for you, everybody wins.
Beautiful.